Optimus Magnum.
What's good, everyone? I'm Optimus Magnum, but feel free to call me Tony if you wish, or Optimus, or Magnum. I mean, I really don't care. Just pick a name already. Anyways, just make sure it's not boo-boo butt. Apparently that's what my kids love to hear in their little book without pictures. It's my son! An interesting read for you awesome parents out there, but that's a story for another day, as we have some important questions to go over today. You know, we have to get down to business here. You know, the serious stuff. You know, matter of life and death. Okay. I'm getting carried away. I know. I'm sorry. First, though, if you have a second, please sucker punch that like tab.
What?
And if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so and slap that notification bell. Wow, I'm so violent. Calm down, Optimus. So that you can be up to date on when my video is released. Helps me out, helps you out also, so you can catch my content. Now, on to the topic. A lot of times I get asked the question, how many games have you played in your collection? And to be perfectly transparent, I don't know if I even have a clue, or even if I know a percentage of games played versus games owned. I would love to say that of my 1,300 plus games, I've played or beaten at least 50% of them, but that would definitely not be true. Have I played a few of them? Definitely. But could I play more? Abso-freaking-lutely. You see, collecting games and other things can take time away from you actually doing some gaming yourself. There are many reasons why, and I'll give you a couple of them that definitely affect my gaming time. But first, I'd like to talk to you about Whatnot. Full disclosure, this video is not sponsored by Whatnot, but as a seller on Whatnot, I wanted to make sure you all know that I sell on there, you know, because I gotta advertise myself, you know. Sometimes you just gotta be your own marketing person, you know. Actually, it's because I'm broke. By now, all of you should know what Whatnot is, but if you've been living under that huge rock that seems to always be over my parents when I try to explain technology to them, then let me quickly explain. Whatnot is a live auction selling app where you can bid on and buy items in real time. Think of it as eBay meets Instagram Live. It's such a great community of buyers and sellers, and the auctions are amazing. Now, I'm a buyer and a seller on there, and I can tell you it is so much fun just chatting in there while buying, or just hanging out watching auctions, talking in the chat. It's just as fun while you're selling, as well as the chat gets me fired up in there. It's such an awesome community to be a part of. If you haven't signed up for Whatnot and would like to, please feel free to use my link to join, and you will receive $10. That's right, $10 to spend, and so will I when you buy. That link will be in the description and also displayed here. Now let's get to the video. Okay, so a couple reasons that may hold you back from gaming while being a collector. Now, you know, there's probably a billion reasons, but I'm going to give you a couple because these are probably the two that affect me the most. And the first one is the thrill of the hunt. Hunting for games is a game in itself because of the rush you get out there hitting up Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Goodwills, other thrift stores, flea markets, and pawn shops, just whatever you have to do to get games. You have to be pretty much 100% dedicated to going at least every other day to possibly every day, depending on your situation. The difficulty level nowadays finding games is crazy hard. Not everyone can get their hands on some of these deals that you see on social media and on YouTube. I know I can only speak for myself when I say my area is extremely hard. I've been beaten on multiple occasions to yard sales that had games. In one instance, someone showed up at 5 a.m. and actually knocked on the door at a yard sale when it started at 9 a.m.
What?
and asked if they could see and buy the games then. People right now are just going to extremes to either resell games and or add games to their collection. Yet still, despite the odds, I have still gotten my hands on some great games. There is nothing that beats the adrenaline rush of picking up games you loved, playing as a kid, or a game that you were just dying to have in your collection, like always wanted to play. I remember one time last year, this is an awesome story. One time last year, I went to a flea market with my friend, my best friend, and we found some really amazing Genesis, Nintendo, and Super Nintendo games in one area. And it was just an amazing deal from this one seller in the flea market area. He gave us 20% off of every game that we bought, on top of the already low prices that he had them at on some of the games. I guess they were there on the shelf and he hadn't gotten a chance to mark them up, or they went up in price and he didn't realize or whatever. But he also gave us 20% off all the games that we were buying because we were buying so many. And it was just such a good find. It was such a great find. And I just thinking about it now, I remember the car ride home. We were just smiling ear to ear, and we were giggling like little kids, anticipating the fun we were going to have playing some of these games. And, just thinking about the times that we did playing some of those games when we were a kid, having those games already and now having them again. It was just a moment that will always remain embedded in my memory bank. You see, for some of us, this thrill of finding games in itself can take you away from actually gaming. And although that's just great for some people, us as gamers still can feel just that need to just play. We want to play. And it's hard sometimes when, you're out there hunting and, you get that thrill of hunting and finally grabbing the game, but then you end up sometimes never playing it. And that's the issue with collecting sometimes. So, it's one of those things where you have to figure out, the time and place to be able to, just sit down and relax and enjoy your game. Now, the second thing that can keep you from gaming awesomeness is what I like to call game room management. As much fun as it is to sit down and game for hours upon hours, the same amount of time can be spent on your game room at times. We've seen all those pics on Instagram of people's collections and setups and thought to ourselves how amazing all that looks. We sometimes just, we freak out about these pictures and stuff like that and some of these gaming room setups and man caves and all kinds of different, clean setups that we see. What we don't think of as we're oogling over all those people's stuff is the fact that it probably took hours upon hours of blood, sweat, and tears cleaning, adjusting every shelf, designing the look and layout of the room, and hiding each wire ever so perfectly. You see, game room management is also another game in a sort of a way. It requires strategy, research, and the ability to twist and bend yourself in ways you never knew you could. You're probably thinking, what?
What?
You will find yourself under furniture and squeezing into areas you can't fit in just to get a wire hidden so that when you walk in that room, and there could be no one with you, you don't see that wire. You can't see it. And that's the feeling of satisfaction you get when hiding wires and things like that. When you're grabbing your new games and collectibles, new shelving and display ideas will constantly pop in your brain. It's my constant struggle. It's like being a chef and having to think up your daily specials up for the whole week. You're always thinking of new ways to spice it up a bit. Now, this in no way is a flex. I'm not a huge collector, nor do I claim to be, nor do I think I'm better than anyone else based on my game room, but I can definitely say for myself that I lose a lot of gaming time with the countless hours I spend thinking about how many games or how my games are positioned and displayed. Don't even get me started on cleaning cases, removing store stickers, and cleaning and testing carts. That's another video in itself, and maybe down the line I'll have to show you guys a video of me cleaning and stuff like that because it's crazy. It's a day in itself. It's a project sometimes when you're cleaning and testing carts and things like that. And those Goodwill stickers, those dreaded Goodwill stickers, they're absolute torture. They just cling to the cases. But while game room management is an issue for me, as it distracts me from playing my games most of the time, it's still something I very much enjoy doing. It's just nothing beats the feeling of being able to, sit there, clean your carts, do all your stuff, and, just put it back on the shelf and look at it. And I know it's stupid, sounds stupid, but just sitting there staring at your games sometimes is just really cool how they're just like glistening and shining on the shelves. It's pretty cool. Now, with all this being said, I'm still a gamer at heart, and I still cherish my memories of all the games I've played in the past and the games that I play now when I have the time. And although I might spend more time out in the wild hunting for games, I appreciate the time I do get to sit down and just pop in a game and lose myself to a fun adventure for an hour or two. Nothing beats popping in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and getting knocked out by good old Mike for an hour before finally laying him out, only for him to get back up and knock you out 100 more times. Now, I can also spend that time, that same 2 hours, just cleaning my game room, adjusting shelves, and just admiring my hard work over the past 2 years, and feel just as satisfied. Remember, at the end of the day, it's you, and only you, that has to be happy, not someone else and their opinions, unless they're talking crap about your room. Then I challenge them to a game of Dr. Mario immediately. And I mean immediately. Why Dr. Mario, you ask? And I answer that with, why the heck not? Gaming is for everyone, and having fun is always at the utmost importance, and I cannot tell you how many times I feel like gaming is my therapy. Collecting to me is also part of that therapy, and words can't express how much it's changed my life for the better. Anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts as gamers or collectors, or someone that also does both. Also, I'd love to hear your tips on gaming more and what you all do to kill your time. please feel free to drop those responses in the comment section. Also, please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the topic today, and please feel free to subscribe if you like the content and enjoy talking about collecting and games. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, y'all.